Welcome back to Ghost Pirate Entertainment. I'm your host, Kanan Becker, and today we talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. So last night I went and saw Spider-Man No Way Home, and it's not a horror movie. It's not a movie that I generally ever cover, but I decided with this new channel that I want to just start reviewing movies in general, the ones that pique my interest, mostly action, horror, sci-fi. There'll be a few mixed in of different kinds of genres, just movies that I enjoy in general. And I figured, you know what, this is the perfect one to start this with. So off the top, I had an absolute blast checking this movie out.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget that Peter Parker's Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors.
So it's really crazy because I enjoy most comic book related movies. I enjoy the Marvel movies, but it's been quite a while since I saw one that had that magic, that feeling that really took me back to being a kid and watching just these big heroes on the big screen having a blast. I think part of it is this is the first really big movie we've seen in a while where the theaters are completely packed, and being in a theater full of people I know is scary for a lot of people. I just had to put that out of my head last night, and I honestly just enjoyed the ride because this was so much fun, just being in this packed house of people, just buzzing, clapping, cheering, excited. It was just absolutely wonderful, and something that has been so long since I felt that way when I was watching a movie. So of course this movie is very, very fun. It's got all these different characters in it from past movies. Not getting into spoilers at all, don't worry, not here to do that. So it definitely goes into the whole multiverse thing, and that is a blast. It's amazing seeing all these villains and just all this stuff is really, really cool. There's lots of throwbacks and little things here and there to all the different Spider-Man movies and Marvel movies in general. It does a really good job with that.
You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man.
I really enjoyed Doctor Strange in this too. He kind of showed a little more of a twinkle in his eye, a little bit of humor at times, and just a little different sides of the what we've seen from him before. So yeah, this movie's fun. But where it really got me was how powerful this movie is. There are some scenes in this movie that'll definitely cause a lot of people to tear up. It just goes pretty dark, and it doesn't leave you depressed or anything like that, so don't get me wrong, but it just deals with some powerful stuff. There's some things that happen that just are pretty devastating, and just the way it's told in general, it just had this weight on it that really you see in all the best comic book superhero movies we've had. There's always something that really adds this level of weight and a little bit of darkness to this world that just kind of really ties you in and makes you attached and feeling this movie. All the actors, the entire cast, I think does a great job in this, and all have a nice role and play a pretty key part in their own ways in this. There's a few characters that I thought could have been brought up just a hair. They were kind of a little bit in the background, but for the most part, all the characters have a nice platform at some point in this movie. But the character that absolutely steals the show for me in this is William Defoe as Green Goblin. Holy shit. And it's funny because I just did my review of Nightmare Alley, and I said the same thing. Like, that guy is so underrated. Yes, people appreciate him, but I think he's about to hit like another level of appreciation from people because the dude just absolutely slays both these movies. Like, he very different characters in both these movies, but just absolutely knocks them out of the park, just kills it. And as Green Goblin, he is terrifying. Yes, this movie's not horror, but I think if you're a kid, you could definitely get pretty scared by the Green Goblin because he's just creepy. His just demeanor, he just becomes this Green Goblin evil character, and it's wild, man, just watching his face transform. So I haven't always been the hugest fan of Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man, but I feel like he really finally got me in this movie. Like, really, I mean, I've enjoyed him, but I just mean I haven't been like as huge on him as say I was maybe Tobey Maguire or even Andrew Garfield for that matter. I feel like he just hasn't quite reached that level for me, but he definitely did in this. His acting is superb. There's some emotional scenes that just, his eyes, man, they're so expressive, and the way he just comes across on the screen, you can just really feel his pain, really feel his anger, frustration, like all the different emotions he shows in this movie, because it's really a range of emotions from the beginning to end, like happy, fun at times, silly, you know, just literally everything. And he does a phenomenal job at that as well. But beyond that, there's not a lot I want to talk about without spoiling things. Just in general, this is a movie that's got to be seen on the big screen, and it's setting numbers already, so apparently everyone's going to see this. But I'm just saying, if you're someone that's on the fence, I definitely think this is a must to see on the big screen. This movie is a spectacle. It is Marvel at its very best. It's Spider-Man at his very best. There's so many things in this movie that really take like the best of all the Spider-Mans we've had and just kind of put them together. Just the way the story's told, the pacing, all of that. It's really a really great movie. This movie just kept ringing in my ear, Amazing Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man. It just really reminded me in a lot of ways of the cartoon that I grew up watching, The Amazing Spider-Man. There was just something about this. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but it just had that feel to me that just really brought me back, like I said, to being a kid with my little action figures, watching Spider-Man cartoons. They really captured that in a really great way in this movie. So that's going to wrap it up for me today. Just in general, I highly recommend this movie. I had an absolute blast with it. It is definitely one of the best Marvel movies I've ever seen. Not going to say it's the best, but it's definitely right up there for me.
What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
So thank you so much for checking this out. Let me know if you guys have seen it and what you thought of it down in the comments. Also, if you could do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ding that little bell, because that is the best way to keep track of this channel. And when I post videos like this, and I post videos like this every single week, I also have a second channel, Ghost Pirate Entertainment, also on YouTube, and that's where I do all my horror list. Every week, I drop 10 more recommendations from a different platform. And I also want to give a huge thank you to my patrons, because you guys, yeah, your support seriously means so much to me. And if you would like to find out more about becoming a patron, the link is down in the description. And like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember, guys, horror and comic book movies can be fun. I'll see you guys next time.